Guys, so we're back on that black GTR today. It had that leaky water pump and just wants to be, some people can say cars are cursed, but all those curses can be broken. So I'm just trying to get on my phone right now to show you guys some pictures. Alright. So you can see on my phone here, right there is where the 10mm bolt goes through the water pump and secures it down. The pump that's on the car is slotted. If you see that black dot right there, it's actually where the water is coming from through the water jacket. So I'm going to show you on the old pump real quick. This pump here is not slotted. This is the old pump. It's just a single hole. So there's a little bit more on the water jacket there. So that one on the motor is slotted. If I can get a shot of that. It's slotted, and now we actually have two pumps that are directly from Nissan, and they're slotted like that. So what we're gonna do again is tear this down. I'm gonna take a micrometer and check that pump that's on the motor to the other pump that's in the box from Nissan, see if there's any differences in the machining of the actual pump, or maybe we just have a defective pump. If that's not the case, and those two pumps are identically the same spec wise, then what I'm gonna do is my TIG machine isn't actually up yet, but I don't have any TIG rod. So I'm gonna try to get a hold of a buddy that can possibly, what we're gonna do is take and TIG, add a little bit of aluminum to that corner there, and then get that where we added that material and built it up. We're gonna grind that back down, surface it down so it's all flush again, and then we should now have a seal, and it shouldn't leak from there anymore. And then hopefully once it's all back together, back in time and running again, and we we'll pressurize the system before it's running. We'll repressurize the system, and hopefully there's no other leaks anywhere else. But if there is, that's just going to be as simple as either changing out clamps or whatnot. Those will be easy fixes. But the big one is that water pump, and that's what we're going to tackle today. So I'm going to pull it back apart. I think you guys have already seen me do that, so there's no point in watching me do it again. But once we get down to that water pump, I'm going to show you what we're going to do, and while we do it, if I can get that done this weekend. This car has to be done and back by Tuesday, with no band-aided fixes, and we don't do band-aided fixes. Do it right or you don't do it at all. Take it to somebody that can do it right. So do it right, fix this, figure out why it's doing it, and fix it to the best of our abilities, and get this thing done and off down the road. Alright, so we're back down there obviously, and then there's the slotted hole, and there's the old pump that didn't have it. So I'm going to show you here at the scope, just like I showed you on my phone. There's the bolt hole on the right, and you can see right there where it's blowing through on the left hand side of that. So we're going to take this pump off and see what we can do. Alright guys, so I told you I had a plan B on this water pump. So I went over to my buddy's shop, 3232 Fabrication, Curtis Johnson. Thanks for helping us out with this one. It should work. So anyways, what I had him do, since my aluminum machine isn't up yet, I had him just weld across that a little bit. We marked our hole, re-drilled it. Now I'm gonna make sure this gets real square, file this all down so it's all back to true. We got it pretty close with just a sanding it or grinding it. Now we got to get it true. So hole's done. Thanks again, Curtis. Big shout out to you, man. Couldn't get this GTR done without you. So I'm gonna get back to work, finishing up, getting this thing all trued up. Then I'm gonna get back on the car, get it back together, and get it pressurized again and see if it actually works. But I have faith it's gonna work. So here we go. So what I'm doing now, you can kind of see here, since it's high, taking some long files that we know are square, and you can see, I don't know if you can see on camera, but with my eye you can see the high spot in there. You can see, kind of. Anyways, just gonna keep going real slow, taking that spot out, keep checking, make sure we're true with our straight edge, which Indigo grab still. But once that's all done, we'll get it back on the car.
Marrow for sure.
Alright guys, so we're back on that black GTR. Water pump's all fixed. 32 fab helped us out by, we just put a little weld across it, which I'll show you real quick. Where did I put those pumps? Okay, so the original pump only has one 10mm bolt. The new OEM pumps are slotted, and you can see the 10mm bolt right on the right hand side, and the leak was on the left. So what we did is we TIG welded this across, re-drilled the hole after we got this all back to true. It's back on the car, no leaks. We did have a broken slave cylinder on it, and it's kind of hard to get slave cylinders for these in the States. But I just did an Evo a couple days ago, and I had to replace a slave cylinder. Well, right here is your GTR slave cylinder that I pulled off. Right here is an Evo slave cylinder. And if you look, the only difference really is the holes are bigger on the GTR one, so I drilled those out on the one that's on the car right now. But if you look, they're pretty much like the same fucking thing, besides the manifolds are a little different on this. So I actually have the one on the car right now. I'll show you. Take a look-see. So you see right there, it all works, dude. So all you guys that have GTRs and are a pull style clutch, you need a slave cylinder. Can't get one here in the States very easily. Just modify the Evo. It will work. I've already tested it. Everything works great. So there you go. Quick little hack. So all I have left to do on that car is literally nothing, bolt check it and get it on the trailer and get it back. So we'll give it a little drive around the lot here, make sure it's all good, and send it on its way. So we got the R32 GTR water pumps quit leaking. That was a fix I already showed you guys. Clutch master cylinder, the Evo one worked. Or clutch slave cylinder, Evo one worked. So now it's time to get this car outside, engine bay, pressure washed and cleaned up. Clean up the back, outside of the car, inside the car, get it on the trailer and return it to Ryan so he can return it to the customer.